How's it going, folks? Voodoo Stache here. What I want to go over with you today is this idea of these PAILs and rails. You hear those terms thrown around a bunch, but just so you know what they mean, we got progressive and regressive angular isometric loading. So, easy way to think about it is isometric is like holding still. Think about a plank. Like I'm holding still, creating tension, holding that position, or like the bottom of your squat holding there. That would be like isometric. So that's what you're trying to do here. We're going to work on this external hip rotation, PAILs and rails right now. So here's what it's going to look like. I'm going to set myself up in the 90-90 position. And again, I've done lots of different videos on this with lots of things you can do from this position. This is just one of them. When I think about 90-90, I want my hip, knee, and ankle at 90 degrees on the front and back. My back leg tends to like to cheat a little bit. My hamstring wants to do more of that work. So I gotta make sure that knee, ankle, and hip are all in alignment. So from this position here, step one of the PAILs is we're gonna work on this little stretch. You're gonna take your spine, you're gonna lengthen your spine out. When I say lengthen your spine out, I don't mean lean back. I think about lengthening up, there's a string on the top of my head, pull me to the ceiling. From this position here, I'm going to let my pelvis anteriorly tilt or tilt forward a little bit. I want to have flexion in that hip, so I'm leaning forward from that hip, not from my back. I'm going to lean forward, I'm going to get a big old stretch on the outside of that butt and the inside of this hip. We're going to hang out here and breathe for a minute, 2 minutes or so to open that hip capsule up. Long breaths in, long breaths out. So that would be just like the stretch to open that joint up. Now we're going to make it do work. So we're going to start off with the PAILs right now. We're going to progressively increase more and more tension. I want you to think about your knee and your foot, this whole piece of your leg driving into the ground. Think about your legs sinking more and more into the floor as you go. I would recommend not trying to do it like 100% all at once. You want to ramp yourself up and do it 20%, 40, 60, 80, 100. Build yourself up to that top maximal pressure you can push in the ground and hold there for about 20 seconds or so. So again, I'm here. I'm going to keep my spine nice and long. Rib cage is down, I'm leaning forward. Deep breath in, using my diaphragm, filling that tummy up with air, trying to get air in that pelvis, and I'm going to press these guys into the floor. Walking by, you may see a person doing this, looks like they're doing nothing. But we're working really hard. We're trying to press this whole leg through the floor. You'll feel a lot of activation here through your leg. I'm pushing down as hard as I can for about 20 seconds. So these guys are pressing down. And then you're going to relax. Do multiple rounds of that. Then you're going to work on bringing it up. So now we're going to do the regressive. We're going to come up off the ground. So again, I'm going to think about this whole piece coming up off the ground. I'd love to be able to maintain the same position here. Deep breath in. I'm going to think about raising that thing up. Oh, that's really, really hard. I'm coming up like that much off the ground. So if you want to make it harder, the more you lean forward, that's going to make it harder. The more you lean back from here, the easier it's going to be to raise that leg. Think about it this way. This is the joint we're working on. If I lean forward into it, I've got more weight going to the joint, so it makes it harder to keep that thing under control. When I lean back a little bit, I'm taking weight off of the hip, off the joint, so it makes it a little bit easier to hold. So find the spots that's challenging for you. So after you've held the stretch out, you press in the ground for about 20 seconds, you raise it up for about 20 seconds, then you're going to come back to that stretch. And you repeat that for a few rounds. And what that should do is slowly but surely increase your end range of motion, give you better control of external rotation in that hip.